Yo, what up, YouTube? It's your boy Nazar back at you. Y'all sorry if the camera's moving. I don't know if you can see, but in the background it is snowing. It was snowing a lot more earlier, but you know, I've been in and out of my house trying to record this. But basically, I just wanted to get into the whole thing. Like, I did a video on Chino Gandhi, and I'm just gonna address a few people, and not even people in general, just like a general senses of what people were thinking. Some people felt disrespected, and I understand you may be Christian and you feel like I was attacking this dude's character, but I'm just gonna tell you, at the end of the day, I don't really care whether he's Christian or not. He did what he did. All I'm saying is, like, when you're on social media, like, we'll just backtrack that. If you go Christian in prison, you want to change your life, and you don't want nothing to do with nothing that has anything to do with gangs, then I would expect for you to get out and refrain from trying to be in the media, trying to gangbang and do all this other stuff. And, you know, and not even gangbanging, just like you want to do music with certain people, knowing that at this time it's a sensitive subject. Not only, look at, when it comes to the homies down south, for somebody that, you know, made that one comment about homies down south don't really trip on out from up north. Like, I understand your struggle, dog. It's like the same, you know, homies, some homies get into a Bloods and Crips, and, you know, you may not understand their struggle down here, because down here it is really active between a lot of different hoods, and we end up and we bang on each other. So at the end of the day, it's like, that's why, you know, and it's not making no excuses, that's why nobody really trips on that. Just like the Norteños are not tripping off us down here, because they're up there and we're down here. So, you know, with that being said, no disrespect to the homies upstate, it's just that's why Vatos have a different mentality. It's like, when you're not confronted with something constantly, you really don't trip on it. Like, down here, a lot of people trip off race, you know, and up north, people not really tripping off that. So that's why, you know what I mean? So it just comes down to geography, you know what I'm saying? But with that being said, I'm gonna get back to Chino Gandhi. The reason I got on that dude, and not even got on him, I mentioned it because people kept bringing it up. And then when he, you know, moved to do this one controversial move to make music with certain people, it's like I said, I was just stating the obvious. No real one is gonna do music with him, and that's just the way it is. It don't matter. People like to make this, oh, you got to be from certain areas to be a certain type of cat, to be real. No, you got real motherfuckers in every city. So the real ones that's been through the trenches and have been on this merry-go-round of warring, they're not gonna do it. Maybe if you find a Cristiano or somebody that's no longer active that want to do it, yeah. But as far as like the righteous ones, oh nah. And like I said, I can't take nothing from no area. Every city, every gang, has their riders, and it's just the way it is. And people will, you know, try to sugarcoat it all they want and don't want to give certain dudes their props, man. They got riders from every hood. And this is not even to glorify any gang thing, because at the end of the day, I don't really care about it. I'm from where I'm from Solent Park. I don't be out there banging like that no more. I still, you know, my whole thing is just trying to create a brand, and you can't create a brand still out here being a knucklehead. The 113, that's just something, you know, to get it started. That's just, you know, that's something that people from Southern California like, and homies from upstate that ran the same thing like. It's not even about gang. It ain't never been about that, you know what I mean? It's just something that people identify themselves with, and that's why I did that, for the people that still say I'm out here pushing negativity. And look at, I bother nobody. But yeah, that's all I want to say about Chino Gandhi. Now, as far as like haters, you know what I mean? That's the whole thing I want to talk about, is haters. You're always going to have that. For the people that's out here, look at the last video that I did on music and Chicanos, how to upgrade their shit and try to really get out there in order to make that music pop. When I said that they need to elevate their game, and, you know, somebody immediately jumped on and it's like, oh, so what is it? Quantity over quality? No. If you really got what I was saying, I'm saying that they need to up not only metaphors, and not the East Coast metaphors, but the West Coast metaphors. It comes down to delivery. If you have weak delivery, nobody really wants to hear it. That's why you got a lot of Latino rappers, Hispanic rappers, whatever you want to call them now, that the deliverance is on point, and people are starting to witness that. Somebody sent me a clip yesterday of something, Spliff TV or something. I might have said it wrong. And you had two dudes on there that were Bloods that were saying it. They're like, man, you know, the whole thing with Bozo and Joe Moses and like all these other cats, and what's that dude, Rich, the one from Brownside? I forgot his whole name, but that dude, his singing, like, they're like, he may not replace Nate Dogg because, you know, but for the Hispanics, like he got the, you know, he's on point, you know what I mean? And a lot of people are deciding to do music with him because, you know, once Nate Dogg died, there was a how should I say, it was like it was missing, you know what I mean? And you had like what's his name, Cocaine, that came and he was doing his thing, but after a while that kind of you know, went somewhere, and people pretty much didn't pay attention to the guy no more, you know what I mean? But it's like I'm saying, dog, a lot of people are starting to up their game. At one time, you know, some people, look at, I'm not gonna take nothing from you. Some people will always be stuck in a certain genre, and they're happy getting a few $1,000s a show, if that, and just living a regular life, and kudos to them. But if you're out there and you're really trying to elevate to the next level, then understand that you will have to eventually elevate your game. And for the people that be hating on them, at the end of the day, I gotta ask you, what are you doing with your life? If you got a 9-to-5 job and you're doing your thing, then that's respect, you know what I mean? I have nothing to say about the working class, but if you're on the street and you're still smoking blunts and you steady looking down on your homeboy because he's doing something that you want to do, and maybe he might not rap according to the way you want to rap, then that's just a problem. So when I say about elevating the game, I'm not saying put out mumble rap, but and even on that, it don't matter whether it's mumble rap or not. You got to understand, in the 80s you had, and that's not shot at anybody, but you had motherfuckers wearing tights looking like you know, Funkadelic and all this other shit, with tight pants and low cut shirts and all this, looking like females. But now, you know, you got all these cats and want to talk about youngsters wearing skinny jeans. Look, it's a different time. So if mumble rap is something you don't want to do and you don't rap, then it doesn't really matter. If you think that the quality of music is garbage, just don't participate in it. If you buy their album, you ain't doing nothing but supporting the cause. If you really feel that music has went downhill and you can't respect the fact that music elevates, and it doesn't say when music evolves that it's changing for the best, but it's a different era, it's a different style, and it's a different genre. It's a young man's game. You got cats like me that are like 40 that people still want to rap, and you got cats that are actually 40 that got good stuff. But at the end of the day, rap has always been a young man's game. And for the people that, you know, they're upset at the fact that their music may not necessarily be getting heard, it's because it's a different era. Eventually it shifts back to people want to hear more deliverance and not just mumble. And that's nothing against mumble rappers, but they gonna want to hear more deliverance, more context in your verses. They want to hear you really describe exactly what you need to do. And that's why I told cats about elevating their game. It wasn't to say that they need to, you know, do something that's just super marketable like that gimmicky rap. Nah, because that's the industry is saturated with that, you know what I mean? And just to be honest, it's going nowhere for a minute. The people are, next year it's gonna change. It ain't changing. And a lot of people are gonna continue to jump on that bandwagon because it's a way to make money. And for the people that don't understand that, I mean, I don't really know what to tell you. So for the homies that's really out there doing their thing, or any Hispanic, Latino, you know, find your niche and propel it into the spotlight. Push it as hard as you can. You got S.A. Flacco in Toledo, Ohio doing his thing, you know what I mean? He doing it the old way, you know what I'm saying? That grinding venues and putting out CDs, you know, constantly out there selling his CDs like Blackie from Fontana used to do, the old ways, you know what I mean? Eventually people will get tired of, you know, rap that's gimmicky, and they'll do something about it. But for right now, that's a genre that's ruling. So for the people that hate on that and, you know, want to come on my last video and think, and instead of just asking me, automatically assume that I'm trying to promote you know, mumble rap. I'm promoting people that's actually doing something positive, people that's trying to change their life. There's a lot of people that could be on the street blowing people's head off, possibly robbing your family and doing other things like that, or just spending the rest of their life in prison. But instead they chose to find an outlet, which is music, and which is crazy because right now a lot of cats are trying to out dudes. And, you know, even with this whole things with, like, you know, certain, you know, sexual preferences, that people are trying to find like weird little things on everybody. It's just, it's crazy. It's like, if I can't get your money, then I'm gonna defile your character somehow. Like, I'm gonna put false news out. You got people saying Blueface being with transgenders, and like, you know what I'm saying? It's all like that. Like, and like the video that I put out, that I was just saying, like, as far as like support, it's just to support your gente. That's what you do. more, and what's crazy is because more women buy music than anything, so that's why you got certain cats that cater to the female persuasion, you know what I mean? And it's like, you got to do these things, and not only females, but you know, there's other people that associate themselves with that or consider themselves whatever. But that's all I'm saying. Quantity over quality. I mean, quality over quantity, and that's all I was saying, you know. And for people to just to up their game, and that's what makes your shit marketable. If you're only spitting for a certain demographic, you're never gonna go too far. You know, you'll always be stuck doing small venues and stuff. If you want to appeal to the masses, you gotta up your game, and collabing with other cats is the way to do it. Collab with everybody you can collab with, and that's just for the haters, you know what I mean? For the people that I tell, you know, that's out there doing positive, they're supporting the channel, even the ones that don't support the channel, but you're really trying to get your music out there, man, shake these haters, because at the end of the day, they don't care about you, dog. They don't want to see you shine, and if you get any type of money, they trying to figure out how to take it from you. That's a snake, you know what I mean? And most cats out here are snakes, and you got to avoid them at all costs. So if you out there, you know, and you're getting your money, you know, you changing your life around, do what you do, dog. These streets don't love you, and that's just the way it is, you know. And if you're hood, then just stay hood. Just do whatever you do, just keep it 100, and you always gonna be straight. And that's just me to you, you know what I'm saying? Spencer, like I said, it is snowing in the background, and I'm about to take my black ass in the house because we don't do cold. Yeah, and to all my Afro Latinos, you know, you already know, for the ones that just, you know, naysayers and always saying something about it, you know where Panama's at. Go do your history on it, and yeah. And yeah, you got to enjoy the rest of your day. My son's birthday, 21st birthday. Wish my boy Angel his, you know. Oh, I'm gonna be doing something with him. It's gonna be live reactions to videos. I'm just trying to figure out how to do it on my computer, so you know I can start showcasing people's music the right way, so people can actually see who they are and what they sound like, and you know, and so people don't have to be really hitting them links like that. And on that note, I'm gonna let you go. I'm your boy Zod, OneTrece, and I'm out.